The effects of training on respiration can be distilled down into three main parts. The first being the structure of the lungs, the second being the ability to actually transport gases in our blood, and the third being the quality of uptake at the living tissue or muscle site. The lungs themselves, they see a small increase in the capacities and volumes that they are capable of, largely down to the training and improvement of the inspiratory and expiratory muscles. They can work at a greater rate to expand the thoracic cavity slightly further than an untrained performer, as well as the residual volume being slightly lower through training. Secondly, in the lungs, we have an increased amount of alveoli and capillaries. What this does, it increases the pulmonary blood flow, or the blood which actually flows in and around the lungs, having the opportunity to pick up O2 and expel CO2. The more capillaries, the more alveoli, the greater the opportunity for this gaseous exchange to actually occur. Now, for the transportation through training, we can actually increase the amount of A, blood plasma, and B, red blood cells that we actually have. More blood plasma, this can decrease the viscosity of our blood. By having this resistant or low resistant fluid within our blood, it can actually get to the working muscle site far more efficiently and end up supplying more O2 in the same amount of time as an untrained performer. For the second point, or red blood cells, if we have more red blood cells, then we have more hemoglobin. With more hemoglobin, with O2 in the alveoli, there is more opportunity or more reasons for O2 to come into the blood and attach, forming oxyhemoglobin. With more hemoglobin, we can deliver more oxygen to the working muscle site. Thirdly, we have the increased uptake of O2 and increased expulsion, or expulsion even, of CO2. We have more myoglobin located within the muscle. Myoglobin being the cell, the compound, the one responsible for getting O2 off the hemoglobin and into the muscle. With more myoglobin, there's more likelihood or greater likelihood that O2 is going to be brought into the muscle and out of the blood. Secondly, we have greater mitochondrial density. What this means is, with more mitochondria, there's more locations for aerobic respiration to take place. With more locations or more sites for this to take place, the opportunity, or this more likely that O2 is going to go into the muscle and be used for respiration.